Hey, hey,
Let me let
hey.
her up. Hey, Miss Lady.
Hey, love, how are you?
Good and you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank
You
you for
look beautiful in that
asking.
picture. Let me tell you, and I told you in the DM, but let me tell you in front of people and on this live, girl, you did the damn thing on the reunion.
Thank you so
You
much.
look beautiful,
Thank
unlike
you
some
very
people
much. Oh
who
my
have.
God, I owe the thanks to so many people who came through for me. Like seriously, it was most definitely a team effort. My mom, my grandmother. I mean, it was just it came together perfectly. I could not have asked for a better team than the one I was working with.
Well, the face card never declined, so it wasn't that hard to do nothing with that with the beat.
I know that's right.
The
It
feet and the
wasn't. It
hair
was.
was everything.
And it's so crazy because I've always been able to do my makeup really well, but when I got on TV and I saw the difference, like I
Hmm.
can't do my makeup like a professional can. Like
Right.
I thought I could do my makeup like a professional until I saw the difference on TV. Like in person, it looks really good when
Yeah,
I
those
do it.
cameras show everything.
It's completely different. It's completely different. The camera makes things look so much different. So I've been playing with my look in a lot of things this season, trying to get it right. But I think I'm finally starting to kind of see what I need to do to enhance my look on the show.
Cause I'm about to say you got that reunion look right, sis. I gotta get. I ain't lying up to you. I'm telling you the truth. We all have said you, Mel, and Stormy were our top three. So yes,
When they bad, Mel, I mean they were bad. Mel killed it. Stormy with the short cut, I was like, yeah, she looked great. She
yes.
looked She looked amazing. They both did.
Everybody's speaking to
Yeah.
you in the chat, Kiki.
Oh, hello, hello. So I can't see the comments, can I?
Yeah, you can press comments and go to not the private chat but the regular chat.
Regular chat. Okay. Okay, chat. Okay, I see. Oh, I see it. Okay. Hey y'all.
So like I've told y'all before, me and Kiki have confiscated. We have talked on the phone and we talk in the DMs when she's not too busy or whenever we need to, basically. Whenever I got some tea to give her because somebody done said something and I'm like, Kiki, do you know that this is this?
Yep, yep, absolutely. You'll hit me up. It's a few bloggers who are not scared to hit me up and look, ask, hey, is this true? Is this not true? And the thing that I respect about it is you ask if you can publish the content. And I'm like, sure. I have absolutely nothing to hide. I'm not gonna put anything out that I'm ashamed of. So I don't mind at all. I don't mind sharing, any of my truth. And I don't mind you using anything, that I put out because if I put it out, I'm okay with it being out.
Exactly. But my thing, you remember the phone call we had with your auntie. So, how is y'all relationship as of this point?
I mean, our
Thank you, House of
relationship
Princess.
is cordial, you know. When we see each other, we speak. We definitely love each other. We're family. But
Always.
it's cordial. You know, I I just I don't want to say that. I just sometimes you just have to take a step back to kind of reevaluate things. But I'm always in the process of watching, if that makes sense. Observing. You get what I'm
Perfect.
saying?
Hmm.
So that's where I am. Being very observant.
But I asked you that because what last week before last or something, she was in the chat and we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about the show and we started talking about what she did with you, the things that she said about you, and she
Mm-hmm.
was in the chat trying to defend herself and she was well, me and my niece are good. We are on good terms. I'm like, I don't believe you. I believe that she respects you as her aunt, but the things that were
Absolutely.
said, no, you're not gonna make me think that y'all sitting at Sunday brunch every Sunday
You
cutting it
know
up.
what? And it wasn't. It's not the things that she said to me, so to speak, because I don't really care about that. It was the things that she said toward my mom and my grandparents,
Exactly.
especially the lies. That's what I don't like. Now, I love my aunt, and I'm not going to ever, throw her under the bus or anything like that. And we are good. We're family, so we're going to get over things like we always do. It's just that when people say certain things, you can't help but to be a little cautious.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I am right now.
And that's their fault because they did it.
Right, exactly.
So,
And see, normally I'm a pretty trusting person with my own stuff. You know,
mm-hmm.
I will be open until I give people enough rope to hang themselves.
Sound like my mama.
Yeah, because honestly, a lot of people will say, well, why you tell people that? Because she could go back and tell all your business. Well, you know what? If she does, then good. I want to know, because that tells me what type of person she is, and that lets me know not to ever tell her anything ever again.
Exactly. And I always say anything I say out loud, I really it's really not that deep. Because I'm not
Right.
gonna tell you anything that I can't stand in. I'm not gonna tell you it first.
Exactly. And not only that, but if I can't have people around me and in my circle that I can be open and honest with, what's the point of me being friends with them?
Exactly.
What's the point? I don't get the point. So I do trust my friends until they burn me. And luckily, I have not had a friend to burn me as of yet besides Tisha.
And
That's it.
not only was that wasn't just a friend, that was family. Like that was
Yeah.
like your best friend at one point in time. Like
It was my best friend, yes, my sister, my yes. Yeah. So you can bet that this what has transpired between us for the last years has really hurt a lot. But to tell you the truth, I felt a lot differently after I found out that she had shared the information. Well, that they had shared the information with Melody and Marcel. That's when I started to be back up like, now I can trust her anymore after that.
I
So
that's
that's when our relationship started to decline.
that's a lot of trust to break. Like that I can imagine ever being so mad at my cousin or my family member or even just one of my best friends to the point that I would trash or dog them to anybody. I can be mad with you and I'm still not going to let nobody talk about you. Because whatever
Right.
we went through and whatever we said with each other when we were good, that's what it is.
And that's why it's so ironic that I have so many people who are pointing the finger at me, because it's so crazy. I'm telling you, it's like if y'all only really knew God, if y'all, oh my God, it's like if y'all just really knew the truth. I was the person that was always, and I mean, I always jumped for my cousin and would fight somebody in her defense before she would. And that's the 100% truth. I have people who will tell you that they have seen me take over what's supposed to be her fight.
I believe it. Because that's what Wanda does now, so it's not far fetched to believe
Right.
that.
I always, and I'm more, you know, like one that's outspoken. I'm outspoken like that. I don't do the same kind of speaking. Not as far as how she speaks. I mean what she says.
Right. The levels
I
you'll
don't
go
I
to.
don't I don't, I don't go low and stuff like that unless I have to, you know. But that's always been the case. I've always jumped for my cousin. And if she called me today and needed me to ride out, girl, I'd be like, what time you coming?
And that's what real
And
family
that's the
does.
real.
And that's what real family does. And somebody with a real heart and sincere heart, that's what they do.
Absolutely. I
So
mean,
I,
I'll never turn my back on her. I definitely love her, and I always will. But I'm kind of shocked at how she came for me after and tried to make things seem so different from what they really were.
that's what I was about to ask you. So what was your feeling once that you found that out and you knew your cousin had just the one person that you probably thought would never do that to you?
Ever,
Like how
never
what
ever.
was your thought process? How did you process that?
Ooh, as far as what she told. Melanie
Yeah, and the
and
things that you
Martell.
said, she even went with her husband. Like, that's your husband. I don't care. I still told you things that should have never been repeated. Period.
Absolutely. You know what? At first, when I found out, oh God, I did a hell of a lot of crying. So much so that my husband started fussing like, I don't know why you doing this. You already know how she is, and blah 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 blah. You should have expected this. And he was right.
Hmm.
And eventually I stopped. I got out of the sobbing phase, and that turned into anger.
Hmm.
And I confronted her about it, and she admitted it. And for so long, I had really been trying to forgive her and let it go. But every single time, we would try to work on a relationship, there would be something else that came up that she would do that rubbed me the wrong way, and I would feel those same emotions all over again.
Hmm. That's what it does.
Right. And it will open those wounds again. And it just created more distrust. It's almost like every time it's like, see, I knew I couldn't trust you.
Hmm.
I'm out here, trying to forgive you, trying to open up my heart to you again. And you'll do some crap like this. I knew I was stupid for trusting you, and that's just what it was. And it's just so crazy to me. I'm telling you, it's so crazy how people will look at a situation and really think they know something when they have no freaking clue. It's
Hmm.
amazing to watch. It's like, y'all, it's so many people that couldn't be further from the truth, and they will ride with that.
Yeah.
But one thing that's for sure, everybody who's ever been around us, who knows us, they know the truth.
You sometimes I just have to tell people that you're a better woman than at this moment. God is still working on me, so you're a better woman than I would want to be because the things that I know you know, and the
Mm-hmm.
petty level that you could really go to if you just wanted to,
Oh yeah. And
for
you
you
know
not
what?
to do it. Yeah, you're.
100%. 100%. But it works both ways. She could also be that because we were A1 day one, so I told her everything too. But no more than all my other friends know. But she could also go petty with me and tell everything.
Hmm.
And I'm sure she knows Marshall knows too.
Exactly.
So it was honestly, if they did do that, I don't think they would because I wouldn't. But even if they did, or if they were to do that, although it would shock me, I expect it.
I'm sitting here like I don't know why, child.
Yeah, I expect it. It's a different mind frame now. I don't think they would stoop to that level. However, if they would, then if they
You wouldn't be
did, then
heartbroken.
yeah, no, I would be like, okay, so now I got to get a little bit dirtier, you know. So yeah.
We waiting for it, girl. I promise you, we are waiting for that day
Oh,
to
oh,
come.
trust me. If they went there with me, they know I go there with them. They know that, and that's why I went. When I'm looking at, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I
You
don't
said
know
you
if
were
I
sick.
came
You good?
down with a cold or what, but my sinuses are killing me, and this cough won't go away. But I don't even know what I was about to say. Dang, I was about to say something. Oh, what's the last thing we said?
Something about Tisha and Marsua. You wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, I said that. I won't be surprised if they were to say anything. Shit, I don't know what I was
What
about to
was she
say.
saying, y'all? I know
I lost
somebody
my
in
whole
here,
train of thought.
but okay.
What
So
was I saying? Hold on. Um, Kiki,
you
you
said
can't
let
cuss.
God fight your battle. You said let God fight your battle. Fight the battle.
Absolutely. You most definitely have to let God fight the battle because And you know what? I that's one thing. I'm happy somebody said that. That's one thing I have done throughout this whole situation. Because I'm not an evil and vindictive person. I'm not. I'm one of the sweetest, nicest people that you could ever meet until you cross me. Now, when you cross me, I'm just as evil as I am sweet. And that's just what it is. You know. Uh I have to pray about that. Cause I can get pretty irate and I can go pretty low when I'm mad.
You're
So I
human.
try not to go there.
You're human. It
So
just happens.
right. And it's like I have prayed so hard about this situation because I'm like, God, you know who I am. And you know that throughout me and her entire relationship, I've never wronged her. You know, God, I've never been envious of her, that I've never been jealous of anything, that I have, always supported her. I've always loved her. I've always tried to encourage her, lift her. I always tried to help her be better. Always. So the fact that this is turned around on me like this, I'm telling you, it's so ironic. It's so ironic.
It has to be
It's
my
just crazy
fault.
to watch. Yeah, I'm like, God, how in the world is this happening? You know what this girl, the types of things that I've been through with her. You know. But you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone.
Child, he got
I'm
me.
gonna let God. I'm gonna let God fight that battle. I'm gonna say that. He said, "Vengeance is mine," so I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give them the vengeance until they cross the line.
Child, I'm
vengeance
telling you,
is
I'm praying to
vengeance
be.
is mine, says the Lord, and I say, okay, until they cross the
I
line.
know all those scriptures, but I'm telling you, I'm still praying to be there. I'm still
Right,
praying to be
right. I'm telling you, it's rough sometimes, man. And I'm still growing and evolving as a person, trying to be better, every single day than I was the day before. So I'm definitely working on things that I need to change within my life. But one of them isn't being a better friend. Of course, you can
there.
always work to be better, period.
Hmm.
But I've always been a great friend, and every last one of my friends will tell you that.
I believe it.
Every
You have
last one.
never been nothing but nice to me, and we don't know each other from a can of paint.
Exactly, because I'm nice to everyone. I like people. I believe in people. I love people. I'm the type of person who wants to see as many people win as possible. That's the type of person I am.
That's
I've
sweet.
always wanted to be a motivational speaker. So, do you think that me wanting to be a motivational speaker, I would come on the show to intentionally try to sabotage my cousin and make her look bad? No, I wouldn't do that. That was not my intention at all.
You said nothing to make your cousin look bad. You only said what was already said.
I didn't
So
think
I'm
I
really
did.
not.
I was happy with the response I gave. So I was shocked when they gave the response that they gave. I was like, huh? I tried to make you look what? Are you serious? I could not believe what they were saying. And so I was just like, okay, okay. If I hurt you, or because I hurt you, then I'm sorry for that. And Marshall was like, but you say you sorry in one breath, then you say I didn't do it. No, I never say I didn't do anything. Yes, I did answer a question to a situation. Not what I think was in a way to be a malicious, not with malicious intent at all. And I put that on everything I love. 100%. I never answered that question to be malicious.
But
I
my
was
thing is, go ahead, finish.
I was just saying that, I would never do anything like that. So the fact that they came out and ran with that really blew my mind. And I felt like after what they done to me, they surely not see this in that way.
That's what I was
But
about.
they did.
But can we go back to the beginning of the show?
Hmm.
Do you believe that they told this your secret? Because I know you were one of the people that were in the running to be on the show. Am I right?
You know what? We cannot. I can't say right now.
Okay.
I
Right.
cannot.
Do you believe that this was told with malicious intent?
Absolutely. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
They say it was not, but how? I mean, I don't see a reason they needed to know, especially because I had come from rehab that summer. I left rehab that August. The Christmas, I mean, Christmas is in December.
Mm-hmm.
So what comes first, August or December? And it was the same exact year. And I had been around them many times before, you know, and y'all want to choose to tell them this at this. I just think I think the answer is I think it's full of fluff. I think it's BS, honestly.
That's what I'm saying because they made it seem like the way Mel said that they told her, they made it seem like you weren't on painkillers, you wasn't trying to get help for it. They act like you were a crackhead on the street.
Oh,
I was just
absolutely
going
not.
to people's houses, watch your purses. If she goes to the bathroom, make sure you go with her. Like that.
I have, and they will. I don't know why they acting like this because they can attest to this. I have never ever in my entire life been a thief. I've never stolen from anyone's purse. Now, what I did do, and I admitted this, is I did take pills from a few people in my family. Okay, my grandma was one of them. My
Mhm.
grandma had, some pain pills. I took a few of them. I didn't take like the whole prescription or nothing, but I took 5 or 6.
Right.
And she noticed. You know, Letitia, I took a few of her pain killers too, and it was one more person in the family that I took some of her pain pills, but I never took like a whole bunch of them. But I took a few. I took a few to where I felt like they would notice, but they did.
Hmm.
You know, and clearly people pay more attention to them than I thought. Especially
Right.
at that time because I was new to it at that time. That
Hmm.
was before I knew how to get them on my own, if that makes sense.
I understand.
So, at that time, I did do that, but I've never ever taken anything from anyone else in my entire life. And that's on everything I love. I've never stolen from anybody ever, but besides those people and those things.
Right. But to
That's
be
it.
100% transparent, I have had my battle with pain pills. So I understand exactly where you're coming from, and people, and that's the worst thing that you can do to someone who's trying to recover is to try to make them feel less than because of what they've been through. But
Right.
if you didn't get help and you were just wallowing in it and just willing to do and be whoever to get it, that's something totally different. But when
Oh,
you have did the
exactly.
work and you are coming along, that right there could have set you back.
It could have, especially because during that time, you're very fragile. I mean,
Right.
think about it. I was September, October. I was 4 months out of rehab. 4 months out of rehab, and y'all gonna do this? No, you told it because you wanted to tell it.
Hmm.
That's why you told it.
And you also, I feel like they also told it to make you seem like you were less than and beneath them, and
Mm,
you don't need this.
exactly.
You don't need this opportunity because look at this. This all she ain't gonna do nothing with it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And did they even think about your professional like career, like your life? Did they even think about that? Did they think about what they would say? Them saying this, what it would have done to your family, your children, like your livelihood, your job? Because you were
I'm
a professional.
assuming not. I'm assuming not because nobody at my job knew because I was a functioning addict. I was not on the street strong. It was now. Don't get me wrong. I'm no better than anybody who was or is strung out on the streets.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. But I was functioning. I was going to work every day, and it's not like I was showing up around people. Had nobody like. And this is another way that Marceau lied. Marceau made a comment. In Bessemer, he said everybody in Huntsville knew your business. How?
Mm-hmm.
Show me somebody who knew my business. You're lying. Nobody ever saw me high. Ever saw me high. Okay? Because pain pills are not just like you wobbling down the street and, all of that. It's not like that.
Right.
Honestly, I would take pain medication. Nobody wouldn't even know. To tell you the truth. But, he want to put that out there. Everybody in Huntsville knew your business. You're a damn lie. You're effing liar. And you might try to gaslight other people and think that they're gonna fall for your bullshit, but I'm not. Especially about what I know about my own business.
Right.
And he gonna tell me, you couldn't see yourself, boy, you a lie. Yes, I could. I knew exactly what the fuck was wrong with me, and I knew I needed to get my ass some help.
Thank you. I was about to say, if you couldn't see yourself, you wouldn't have got help.
Exactly. I saw myself honestly from the very beginning when I first started going. When I number one, when I was taking pills from my family. Number two, when I was going to the streets,
Yeah.
to get medication. Then I really knew. I was like,
Like,
ooh,
oh hell no, this is not me.
right. And I would
Believe me,
have,
I know.
it's so sad. I would have people telling me, girl, you don't even look like, I'm over there in my suit, just got off work. And they be like, girl, you don't even look like you belong over here. What you doing over here? It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just so crazy. Those are the types of scenarios I put myself in because of, the what I was doing. I was really living a double life almost.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. That is
Because I don't
exactly what
have
it
any
is.
friends. It is because I don't have any friends who do any drugs. And like I said, I've never done any drugs before. Besides like marijuana. I tried
Hmm.
marijuana before, but other than that, I've never done any no cocaine, no hit, nothing.
Exactly.
But and pain pills was not something that I thought that
Hmm.
I would ever be addicted to.
None of us would.
As a
We,
matter of fact, I had when I had one of my babies, I had been prescribed pain medicine after I had him. So the doctor sent me home with the medicine. That medicine said it was Percocet.
hmm.
That medicine sat in my cabinet for an entire year, maybe a year and a half, because I didn't know anything about pain medicine. I didn't think it really worked for real, you know. And one day I had a headache. So I was looking for some just some Tylenol or something to take, and I couldn't find any. But I looked at my cabinet, I saw I still had the painkillers from the doctor. So I said, I'm gonna take one of these and see if it helps. I took one, and 30 minutes later, I felt amazing.
Yep.
That's when I knew that I liked it, but it hadn't become a problem yet. Now, it didn't become a problem until I had those surgeries. They were outpatient surgeries that I had to have. And when I was having those and I was on the pain meds for 2 straight months, that's what caused me to become addicted.
Yeah,
Then
because
I
your body
became
got
addicted.
used to it.
Exactly. And that was a whole different story from me taking them recreationally. When you have that medicine so in your system every day for so long, your
Hmm.
body does not just let it go.
You use it just to feel normal.
You
You take
use it to feel
because you want
normal.
to feel
Yes.
normal. The withdrawals that you get
They are
from
no
pain
joke
medication is the worst feeling in the world,
in
and
the
you just don't
world.
want to
It's
feel them.
crazy.
And
I
every time
mean,
that you feel yourself, you're gonna stop. You're gonna stop. You may go a day or two or three, and then
yep.
that fifth day, you like, oh no,
I can't do it. Can't
I
do it.
too much,
Once
too much.
them withdrawals hit, it's like I mean, it's so crazy, and I try to explain it to people, but you really can't. People
At
will
all.
never get the fullness of how withdrawals feel and how strong they are.
Yep.
And I try to tell people I could go without eating
Yep.
before I could go without. the pills when I was on.
And stomach be
And
all messed up.
you know how you get when you hungry.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have no medicine, you don't care nothing about being hungry.
You,
You care about getting
being
that medicine.
thirsty, hungry,
Right.
nothing.
Because those withdrawals feel like the flu, uh uh food poisoning, everything at the same time. It's
Menopause.
terrible. I have never felt so terrible in my entire life.
One
It's
minute you're
nothing like
hot,
a
one minute
sickness
you're
I had.
cold, one minute you feel like you're about to throw up. When you can't hold your back, you feel like it's a lot. So,
It's terrible. And then to know that
whew,
all you got to do to feel better is just get that, just a little, just
yes.
get that little pill. That's it. You just got to get that pill. And if you get it,
And it
your
all
body will
goes
feel
away.
okay and you can function.
Yep.
Again, it was not making me high, but I was functioning. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
You was
So,
doing it just to feel normal again. That you start getting to the point when you are ready to be done with it. You
yeah,
get to the point where you want
you
to
hate
get
it.
done, but you also want to feel whole. You want to feel like yourself. You want to feel like you
Right,
can do things.
right. And I was not able to accomplish that until I went to rehab. And thank God that they have medicated, assistance
Mm-hmm.
in rehab, because that was the only way that I was able to overcome. So
Exactly, because
I
that
thank
chemotherapy
God for
don't
that.
work. It
And
might work for some people. I'm not gonna say it don't work, but that is the
mhm,
hardest thing to try to do on your own.
I agree. Oh, you know what? On my own, I only did it through mere willpower once. But let me say this: I called myself doing a 21-day fast, right? And this was years ago, and I said, Kiki, can you give up this substance for God? Which was deep, because one day, it just hit me out of the blue, and it was like, Kiki, this drug, and I don't know if it was God speaking to me or me speaking to me or what it was, Holy Spirit, I don't know what it was, but I know that it said to me in my mind, this came up, Kiki, you are making this pill your God.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm arguing with it. I'm like, no, I'm not. This pill could never be God. My God is my
Mm-hmm.
God,
Yep.
and this voice is saying, like, Kiki, all of your money, all of your
Mm.
time, all of your energy, all of your attention is going to this pill.
You better tell it.
You have made this pill your God. And I'm like, no, I haven't. So I started feeling, real guilty about that. And I was like, oh my God, okay, how can I, show that this pill is not my God? So what I did was I said, I'm going to go on a 21-day fast. And I don't know if you can fast from things like that or not, but I just said I was going to do it. So I went on 21-day fast, and I did not take pills for 21 days, but I had Suboxone first.
Mm-hmm.
And if, a lot of people don't know, Suboxone is something that helps,
It's an aid.
exactly with it's an aid
Glucose
for
withdrawal.
withdrawals, but you have to have that prescribed too.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to do that, but I went right back to it, so it didn't even matter, you know, because it not only is it physical, but it's mental too.
Yep. And that's why we
So
tell people you have to be ready. No one can be ready for you. You have to be ready to let it go when you got to
100%,
be sick and tired of being sick and tired.
absolutely. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I like living my life sober. I
Mm-hmm.
feel so much better every day. I just
Yep.
it's nothing like waking up and not having to worry about getting, a prescription, or getting, any pain medication, any Percocet, any oxycodone. I know my DOC was oxycodone.
You get to enjoy your
So
money.
you get it, most definitely, because I most definitely messed my money up 100%. um and it's just it was frustrating. It was frustrating dealing with all of that, because I was, oh my God, And honestly, if my husband really knew how much money I actually spent, he would probably kill me. So I don't think I ever disclose that. Like seriously, ever.
But my kid's father told me one thing, and it is so true. With people like this is why them playing with your sobriety really made me so bad because he made this analogy for me. People who drink and get and are alcoholics, it is easier for them to stay clean because you don't need alcohol in your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? But if
Hmm.
you hurt yourself and being that you were codependent on it once before, you can go right back and then you have to go start all over again because now you have hurt yourself and you need this so that you won't be in pain. You have to be extra strong in with your will not to go back because it's not like something that you don't have to have. If you get hurt, you may need something to take the pain away.
I definitely agree with you, except for this is my take on it now. When I think back to the doctor who gave me pain medication, I think I didn't have to have that.
They don't
Especially
care.
never having it before. They could have given me ibuprofen 800 and something
Mhm.
else that was a non-narcotic.
Yep.
I did not have to have a narcotic. I didn't know anything about prescription medication.
Hmm.
And I would have never ever even known anything about it, let alone be experiencing a substance abuse problem from it.
Right.
So it just made me feel like, number one, if my son is an athlete, if he
Hmm.
ever has any kind of surgery or anything, oh, they will never ever prescribe him any narcotic pain medicine. He won't get
Exactly.
that. I will make sure of that. None of my
Hmm.
kids will ever have narcotics.
Yep.
Not while I'm in charge of them. And I'm
Found
gonna try to keep them from
homeopathic
doing it in
something.
their adult life. But it's like it's just like I feel like they could have given me something. There are alternatives
Yep.
to narcotic pain relievers. I should have been given something else.
But you know they get paid from the pharmaceutical companies, a lot of
Yeah,
doctors. So they are going to subscribe to you what's going to keep money in their pocket. Now, damn it
right.
about you after they can't, and then they'll cut you off like what and think and you got
Exactly.
me on this, but now you want to cut me off cold turkey because now you being looked at. You can't
And
keep
that
giving
was
it
the
to me.
biggest part for me. The biggest
Yep.
part for me was, how you gonna do this after my body feeling this way, and you didn't explain to me that this was gonna happen. And he should have been more upfront with me too about
Yep.
what could happen with me being on pain medication that long. And I feel like he should have prescribed me Suboxone.
Yep. And that should be a part of what they have to take an oath to. Like
Right.
doctors need to be held more accountable for the things that they give people, and they subscribe to them because why would they stop? I'm getting money off of
Absolutely.
it and I have no consequences behind it. So if you're gonna take it, I'm gonna give it to you, and I
Right.
ain't even
And
gonna
that's
tell you what's gonna
ridiculous.
happen.
And I promise you, there are more doctors who are at fault for opiate addicts than any than as many opiate addicts are responsible for their addiction.
Yep. Because
I
the doctor that
guarantee you
gave
that.
me the pills wasn't even my doctor. It was my mother's doctor.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I
And
hurt my
you
leg or
can't do
something. I
that
need.
without knowing. It's like these doctors know the things that people experience with narcotics. So why do they give them so freely?
Yep, because they making money. It's all about the money, not us, not
And
our
that's
health,
sad.
not our well-being, not our families. It's about their bottom dollar.
And that's sad. But I know you were in the middle of showing the live, and you can finish the live. I just wanted to kind of peek my head in, say hello. And I'm gonna have to call it a night. I gotta get up early tomorrow and get these kids ready. So I got about 5 hours to get of sleep. And thank you so much for having me on.
No,
I so
thank
appreciate
you
it.
for coming up. We didn't even plan this. We just was
I
in
know.
talking to each other in the DM, and I was like, "I'm about to go live. If you want to come up, you can come up." And you was like, "Okay." So I couldn't
Absolutely.
warn
Because I
y'all
try
because
to
we
support as
didn't
much
know.
as I can. I appreciate, all of the people who are fair. even if they say things, that they don't agree with, as it relates to me. I
Right.
appreciate the fairness. I don't, what I don't like is the people who are not fair and who are biased, just because they like this or that person instead of just being fair.
But my thing
And
is, what have you done to make people not want to be fair to you? That is the craziest part for me. When you say you have people that don't like you and be in your DMs with negative, I'm like, where does that come from? Like, you
wait,
have
wait,
given
wait. Let me
nothing
let
to
me let
receive
me let me clarify this. There's nobody has actually been in my DMs with negativity. I've only gotten positive people in my DMs, and I so appreciate that.
that. Thank God.
It is more so negative people in the groups and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And like Facebook groups, mostly Facebook groups is where I people screenshot and send things to me all the time.
Okay.
Because they talk freely about the show 24/7.
Yeah.
In Facebook groups. So
Yeah, but I'm glad you cleared it up because I'm like, what? How? What? You
yep. So
you don't even be
I
adding into
think
that one.
everybody who writes me is always so supportive, and I appreciate the fans. I really do. I couldn't appreciate the fans more because let me say this: one thing about Love and Marriage Huntsville's fans is they are smart. They are not the average reality show um, fans or watchers. They are smart and they see through and
The
past
bull crap.
BS,
Mm-hmm.
and they be calling a lot of stuff, and I be like, damn, they good. It's a lot of stuff they see and call before, way before I even it's even revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go. My mom just texted me and said she was going to the emergency room, so I gotta
Oh,
see
no.
what she
Okay,
got.
baby. Well, thank you for coming up here. And after the reunion, you got to come back.
I absolutely will.
Thank you, love. You be
All right,
safe. And I hope mama's okay.
you too. Thank you. I hope so too. Thank you.
Thank you, babe.
Bye bye.
Bye. Y'all, guess what? I just did my first goddamn interview. I am what? Thick Prosperity Thick Girl 40 just had an interview with Ke-Ke Jabbar from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all really don't understand how I'm feeling right now. My little old channel, as I was told, that nobody wants to watch, just had Ke-Ke Jabbar on her panel, up here talking to her. See, when I was telling people I was talking to her in the DM, they probably like, girl, you lying like, hey, you don't be talking to that girl. That ain't no Ke-Ke. Her name might be Ke-Ke, but it ain't the Ke-Ke from the show. Thank you. One thing I keep trying to tell y'all, I don't lie. I have no reason to lie at all. Thank y'all for being here with me. And I just dropped the link for anybody that wants to come up. Grab it, and we can chop it up for a little while. Thank you, sis. I hope I did a good job. I hope I asked the questions and y'all got some answers and some clarity to some things. Thank you, Mecca. Thank you, Desandra. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Quinita. Thank you, Sweet Pea. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Brown Skin Girl. My niece is going to be fired up. She's not in here tonight.
Hey, you did a
Hey,
great
Cheryl.
job. You did a great job.
You
Thank
did.
you.
I'm gonna
That
have to.
interview was revealing. You
You cut
Well,
out, Cheryl.
it was great.
I'm gonna have to listen. I'm gonna have to catch the
Go on,
beginning of.
baby assassin, baby face assassin.
I'm gonna have to catch. I'm gonna have to catch the entirety of it on the playback because I came in. I didn't even know you was live until Nola sent me a message. It was like thick live. I was like, I didn't even know. But from the parts I was able to get, it was a great interview.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
Hold
and
on, kick you back out.
hello,
Hey,
hey
Kiki.
y'all, hey, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
Kiki,
It's
I
one
wanted to
thing.
ask you something.
Okay, give me 1 minute. It's one thing
Okay.
I wanted to clarify.
Yes.
that I forgot to. Everybody keeps asking, did I relapse when I had the DUI? No. When I went to the ER for COVID, it was not because I had relapse. They gave me Xanax. And if y'all know
Mm.
anything about pills, I don't take Xanax. Okay. I
Mhm.
took oxycodone, which is a totally different pill from Xanax.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's why I was so loopy and out of it. So I had
Well,
not
sister, well, it
relapsed.
had nothing in it, so it really got
So I just wanted to clarify that. But okay, you can
Okay.
go on and ask me
Yeah,
next.
my name is Shirley, and I watch the show. But I
Hey,
also,
Shirley.
I was in the chat, and I just wanted to know, how is your grandfather doing? Because I remember when you had him on one of your lives, and he came
Uh-huh.
off as such a sweet, loving man, and just one of those old Southern grandpas. How is he doing?
Oh, he is. You know, all of my friends can tell you that my granddaddy is the cruise granddaddy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who comes to the house, he is their granddaddy too. And he has enough wisdom to share with everybody. And trust me, he will most definitely do so. He is doing amazing.
That's
I'm so
great.
proud of my granddaddy. He is out there working still. He just one of those men who just not gonna sit down ever.
How old is he?
He is 83 years old.
Okay,
you. That's
Grandpa.
right,
Okay,
Grandpa.
Granddaddy.
Wow.
Yep, 83.
We see where
And
you
so
get it from.
he's one of my
Hmm.
biggest inspirations in life.
Thick
That's
And
Nola,
wonderful.
I
thick
love
That
him
Nola,
with all my heart. He taught
thick
me
Nola in the
so much.
backstage.
Yep. So
is, yeah, Kiki, I just
thank
want to
y'all for
say,
letting me clarify.
Oh, thank you.
absolutely. Kiki, I just want to say you resonate with me a lot. I had similar situations with you with my cousin
Hmm.
where we grew up, we were similar in age, we're literally like 4 months apart. We grew up, they dressed us alike like twins, like to the point where like we were sisters more than we were cousins. And I know you guys, you and Tisha's story kind of differs in the sense that you guys were separated for a while and you guys
Yeah,
reconnected.
but when we did get together, it was the same kind of relationship. We were
Yeah,
sisters.
it was
Yeah.
like you were sisters more than you were cousins. And
Yeah.
so that's exactly what I went through with my cousin, where we were like sisters. You couldn't tell us any different. So, and then when the betrayal, it hurts that much more. And
Yeah.
so, it's just, you've always resonated, and I just couldn't understand when people were like, "Oh, Kiki, she's trifling because she's telling family business." I'm like, "No, y'all don't see. I saw right through all of
Me
it."
too.
Because I already went through it. So I was like, y'all are missing. Y'all are so missing.
Exactly.
So don't don't pay those naysayers any mind. Thick hips too. Uh, him included.
I
You
know
know,
that's right.
back. Okay. We
Thank
you
you
have
so
you have
much.
who like you, who love you,
Thank
so
you.
you just keep telling your truth. And I had actually messaged you as well because your story, as far as it
Hmm.
pertains to the drugs, I worked in the nursing field and I worked the neurology floor, and
Hmm.
actually said it, but I had this one patient. He came in totally fine, and
Hmm.
when he was there for a while, a lot of our patients stayed for like weeks on end. By
Hmm.
a couple of weeks in, he was strung out. We would give out
Oh my
medication
God.
4 in the morning. By 2 or 3 in the morning, he's at the nurse's station. He's like, "Give me my meds," and he's like
Mm.
yelling and screaming because he was that addicted. Mind you, like I said, he came in, he wasn't like that, and like you
Two
said,
weeks.
yes, because they were like
Wow.
you were saying, they were over prescribing him medication. The
Hmm.
doctors were having a free for all in the early like 2000s. I don't know how
Hmm.
early it started, but I was aware of it early 2000s. They would
Hmm.
just they would for any little thing you said you had pain, instead of prescribing ibuprofen, a high dosage of ibuprofen, they would give you oxycodone, or they would give you, and it's just like,
And that's crazy.
yeah. And so a lot of people became addicted because of doctors.
Yeah.
Because of doctors.
And that's what
So
people don't realize. It's not like, and I'm not trying to make a difference or say that, pill users are any different. But I'm gonna say one of the things that are different about most opiate addictions, especially pills, is that most people don't go into it looking for a high. I know I never did. You know,
right.
I didn't go like with something like heroin or crack, maybe most people do it for the first time with that intention. I never went into it with the
Mhm.
intention to get high.
Yep.
It's just something that happened to me, and
Happen.
something happened
Absolutely.
that I happened to fall into. And for a long time I hated that was gonna have to be a part of my story, my life story. But it is what it is, and I embrace that now. And nobody can shame me from that.
That's
Nobody.
right.
Absolutely.
People
And
can call me
understand
what they
this.
want to call me. They can say what they want to say. Like, people, I haven't seen any comments yet, but people are telling me, girl, they saying, you a crackhead. I don't care what they say. They
Oh,
can call
that's
me what
go
they
too
want to call
far.
me. I don't care. I am
Exactly.
not
Because you know what? It's not
worried
about
about what they say.
it's not about what they call you, it's what you answer to. So they could call
Right.
you whatever they want to. It doesn't matter. And plus, God chose you to go through that because he had a purpose for you to help
I
other people through it. And he won't give you nothing more than you can bear. So they could all kick rocks as far as we're concerned.
I agree, one
I
hundred
told you it's
percent.
Team Kiki over here.
That's right.
Listen,
Amen. Team Kiki, you
We
better
love you.
know it.
let me
Listen,
just say, I've been Team Kiki from the beginning, from the time you
mm-hmm.
stepped on the scene. I know you probably don't remember me, but we had a few inbox conversations, and I was just like, baby, keep your head up. And you being open and transparent about what you're going through, or well, what you went through. Um,
Absolutely.
it absolutely it just makes me love you even more because I always feel like it's not about
Yep.
what you went through, it's how you came out of it. And you came out of it on
Mm-hmm.
top.
Hmm.
Can nobody
I,
make you ashamed about something that you willingly told yourself and something that you did? I will say this though, it does break my heart because it seems like you want to have a relationship with your family, and a close relationship with your cousin. And I really hope that if you guys haven't already, that you guys can have some type of conversation to clear whatever it is, stop the competition. I don't believe you are in no way, shape,
Breaking up, sis.
I thought it was me. Thank God. Okay.
Mm.
No, it's Nola. She'll come back. You don't know me, and that's okay. But
What's your name?
when oh, my channel name is Ranting with Ricardo, but
Okay.
my nickname is Nikki.
Watch
But
you now, Nikki. Hey,
Or
girl.
babyface assassin. No.
I will say, I did see you do an interview and you said, you love your auntie. Kiki, I have to commend you. You a better woman than me because I will fight
better
Mm-hmm.
my
than all of
auntie
us.
every time that I see her for the things that were said. I was deeply offended and hurt for you by the things,
Hmm.
that came out of her mouth. And the fact that you can still have love shows your character. And the fact
Mm-hmm.
and down you, whether it's family or not, and you continue to show love, says everything about them and nothing about you.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki,
Right.
let me let you know the
Absolutely.
one that was just talking, Nola. She's the only other person besides me and you that has heard the conversation about the things that your aunt was saying. I
And
promised you, and I
it's
told
so
you I was never going
crazy.
to share it, and I never have.
And it's
She's
so
the only.
crazy. Do you know she straight up lied. Straight up lied. Because you know what
I
happened?
am. And I was
Hmm.
mortified.
She called me and told me, dang, what was it that she said? She called me and told me that you had called her. Let me just show you how it goes. You had called her and told her those same things about me,
How the hell am I know that?
and that you were trying to get her to say those things
Mm.
about me.
Thank God
And
for video. Thank God for
I was
recording.
like,
Hmm.
nah, okay, okay.
Um, I'm
And
just
I told her, I said, there are recordings.
Mm.
And she was like, ain't nobody got no recording of me, blah, blah, blah. But I believe when we had spoken, I believe you had asked me not to share them. So I didn't want to do that
No, you could have said it
without
was her. I didn't want. I didn't mind you sharing it. I didn't want to be
Mhm.
the one. I said that I wouldn't be the one to share it because it was so disgusting and vile for somebody to say those things. And you didn't come on it bringing your family on this show. You came on
Right.
this show alone. So I
hmm
was never going to think that she said about your. You know what she said. I would have.
Exactly.
I
You're
wouldn't
not
have
the only
felt
one
right
that
doing it.
she called and said that too. I think you know that because I think you might have been. We discussed her talking to other bloggers too.
Yep.
I think we had discussed that, did
Mm-hmm.
we?
Yep.
I will say when she played it for me, my immediate, and she can tell you, my immediate response was like, that is horrible. Please don't put that out there. That is so horrible. The things that was said. I
Okay,
was like,
sorry,
nobody.
I went out that time, but
I'm sorry. I said that is horrible. Nobody should ever have to hear their aunt say those things about them.
no, they
Or their
shouldn't.
mother, their father, their grandfather, their
Anybody.
Right,
grandma. Nobody.
but that's a reflection on her. So
Hmm.
I thank God she think it's cute, but hey, so if you think it's cute, keep doing it then. And at the end of the day, God said, "Vengeance is mine." He gonna allow people to see how ignorant you look,
Mm-hmm.
and you are, so that So hey, keep doing it, keep talking, and that's exactly what I want Marshall to do. Keep
Hmm.
talking, show yourself,
Mm-hmm.
show
I
yourself.
can't
Me
wait
Listen,
till
too.
I want to say this.
I can't wait till you can break loose. I swear I can't.
Yeah, a few.
We already see him
Yeah,
for who he is.
yeah, we already see it. We
They
already
don't
see
want me.
we already see what my Lane Bryant bestie can be and do. Okay, LVB. Listen, me and him both shot for the same shapewear. Quit playing with me. Um, few things. I think we all knew that he was really trying to goad you into saying what your story was. Listen, I'm sorry, but I got to say how it is. Down to the Best Mall Hillbilly meetup. I'm sorry, I'm not calling you one, but that's what it was given.
Oh, I get it, I get it.
Not calling you one, but that's what it was given. The Best Mall Hillbilly meetup, and he was trying to goad you into it because he talked about, well, I burn everything down, and it's just like, well, we know you will, but obviously
Ah,
there's something you don't want people to know. Quit playing with us, Lane Bryant bestie, you computer virus, as DT likes to call you. But when you told your story, I was like, this makes me look at them like, even I don't like the character that y'all are giving me on this television
Yep.
screen. But you have to be a despicable person
Yep.
to make jokes about this, and this is something serious, and y'all
Mm-hmm.
complain and try to blame us for whatever is going on in y'all lives, and y'all think this was funny. It's not. And I felt bad because I was like, I don't care if me and my family don't get along, this would not be something I would say to anybody. I hold
Right.
this. There's a person, we don't get along, we will never get along, not even my family. And somebody told me some deep personal things about them that they only shared with that person.
Hmm.
And after me and the person I don't get along with talked it out and agreed that, what, we just don't have to be anything to each other. I said, I want to let you know things that you have said to this person, they said to me, and I refuse to repeat it back to you because that's how bad it was. And when I said that, they knew exactly what I was talking about, and I said, I will never repeat this to anybody because that's how bad it was. Not saying that your situation is the same as that, but it's just like, you don't go back and repeat these things, whether you're a family, whether you're a friend, or whether you had a falling out with someone, because it's not right.
It's not. It's
It's
not.
not it's not right whatsoever to do that. And then listen,
I had never gone back and repeated anything, any of her secrets
Can I
that she ever told me.
can I ask you a question, Kiki?
Okay.
So for the things that came out, and I'm not asking you to discuss your family because I would never do
mhm,
that.
yeah.
But do you feel like, when it came out that they had mugshots for boosting, do you feel like maybe they shouldn't have gone to the Christmas party either? Because I'm sorry, popping pills, and because of a situation and you would prescribe them, I'd rather have you in my house than somebody who was actually stealing things. Like, I don't see how that was, what you did was so horrible, but what they did was acceptable. Do you think it should have been concern if the concern was
What I
for you in
said
your
to them,
situation?
what I said to them before, this is the only thing I can say about this. What I said to them before, I said there are things that I could have brought up too when you came to visit people's homes. Did I? I didn't do that to you, but you felt like it was okay to do that to me. Okay, I got you. And that's all I can say about that. That's how I responded.
Mm-hmm. Tracking.
Also, the reason that they did it makes it even worse to keep you and alienate you from this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what this show means more to you than your cousin's well-being, your cousin's
Wow.
peace of mind, your cousin's sobriety. That means that much to you. That makes it even worse. The reasoning behind what they did.
Or do you think it was lending to the competitive spirit that you guys were raised in, and I get to one up you and be better than you because I'm
Mm,
going to be on TV and you're not?
You know what? Interesting. Especially,
If you
oh
can answer
God.
that.
Oh God, y'all. I'll say that's an interesting, very interesting perception, especially since they know that I went to school for TV.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
that's what my undergraduate degree is in mass communications with a
same.
concentration in performance. And I've always wanted to do TV. I thought I'd be a news anchor and then become a talk show host. I've always wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be a host. And so they knew, that was my hope and dream. So yeah, a part of me feels like you know, yeah, yeah, a part of me feels that way.
Can I say
It's
this?
definitely that.
Um, when it comes to your aunt, I, I'm sorry. That lady is despicable. And the thing that
Mm.
always has resonated with me is before you shared your story, Saturday, she went on, lives and interviews telling the public that once we heard what the big secret was, we would laugh about it because it was just something that was so silly.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Ain't nothing funny about that.
Right. And there's nothing
Exactly.
funny about it. But now that it's come out, it's just like,
That shows her
Yeah.
ignorance.
y'all,
Exactly. And
y'all,
that's exactly what I said. I said, you know what? She'll have to eat them words. I can't wait
Exactly.
until they see. Because I've been ready for y'all to see.
I have,
I've been ready for y'all to
oh,
see.
I've been saying, I
And
have,
you know what she tried to tell me was, you know what, Melody gonna bring all your business out. I knew Melody wasn't gonna bring my business
Mm-mm.
out.
oh
But
Lord.
that's what
Why
she
they trying
tried
to put it
to
on
force me to
Melody?
believe.
Mm-mm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I wasn't falling for that. She
Your
wanted me to
aunt,
believe that.
listen, your aunt believes Mel stole her lunch money back in
Girl.
1985.
Girl.
When
And she
Melody
was
was
Mel
a
was
baby.
just born, right?
I
right.
have one
Mel
more
was a whole
thing.
baby stealing lunch money according to the one.
And
I
I'm
Kiki,
have,
supposed to
Kiki, meet Melody the Christ.
now this girl has done nothing to me. She's never done anything to me, but look
Mm-hmm.
out for me. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to go negative and go against her for doing nothing to me. How does that
But
look?
that's how they've been doing treating her. As I mean, I'm sure you're watching and seeing the same thing. It seems like the whole cast, they're like, their thing is to all gang up together and go against Mel. She gets blamed for everything. It's crazy. She doesn't have to be there, but somehow, some way, it's her fault. It's
Yep,
crazy.
And
I
being
but
agree,
that you
y'all.
didn't,
Some
and being
people,
that you broke the chain and you're not on that side, that's what's really eating them up. But Kiki,
Mm-hmm.
oh
meet
yeah,
Melody the Christ right here in my avatar because they act like she's Jesus.
Mm.
She's wow.
Not you changed it from that
I
dress.
have,
Well,
Wait,
I'm glad she changed that dress because that's it's not fashion, girl.
wait, Kiki, you was at the reunion. I got a
Mhm.
question
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
about what we've
don't you
already
ask about
What
the
did
seen.
dress.
that dress look like up close?
What Thick said. What the dress look like up
What
close?
did that dress look like up close?
Wait, who's dressed?
Destiny.
Destiny.
I
Oh,
mean,
you know what?
Destiny.
I did see Destiny at the reunion,
Oh, you lucky.
Oh,
so I really didn't see her.
you so
So
lucky.
I,
I only saw
I have a,
because I was my scene my room was on the other side from Destiny, I believe. And then
Mm.
I only came down out of my room when it was time for me to film. And after I filmed, I went back upstairs and I changed. I left. We had been there all day. I was ready to go.
Mm.
But count
Mhm.
your lucky stars because we can't unsee it.
Especially when you make it your
I
avatar.
have a question.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
I have I have a question. If you can answer this question, because I
Okay.
don't know what y'all discuss at the reunion, so I know certain things you can say, you can't say. But how is your dad okay with the things that your aunt have said, or has
That's a
he
good
reached
question.
out to you to comfort you and let you know that you are not supposed to be Roe v. Wade? Like, even if he hasn't said anything to her, that's their conversation. I'm not asking that. Is he
No,
okay with
he's not
the things
okay
that were
with
said?
he's not okay with the things that she said. Now he didn't reach out to me to comfort me, but I reached out to him and told him because honestly, my dad doesn't do the social media stuff, and
Hmm.
he's not gonna get on reality TV. He is so opposed to it. He don't watch it and nothing.
So he ain't like
So,
Bernard. No,
oh
I'm just
no,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
the complete opposite. I have to really call him or my
I
sisters. They have to call him and tell him what's going on for him to even know.
Oh,
right. And the reason why I
But
asked that
he
is
has
because she
confirmed
did do a
that
live.
he didn't know what one to get that from and why,
Hmm.
and that she is indeed lying 100%.
she's a
And the
liar.
only reason why I asked that question is because somebody had asked her about it in one of her lives, and she said, "My brother would never go against because he don't want me to air his business out." So that's
Mm.
Oh no, it's most definitely not
why I was
Well,
that.
asking,
he
like, is he
tried to do
complicit
it with
in
me.
what
He
she's
did it
saying?
with
He's
me.
gonna tell his business. No, I'm
Mm-mm.
just asking because it was said. I'm just
My
asking
dad
because it was
will
said.
tell her.
It's like, I
Mm-mm.
felt I felt like that was putting a downcast on your dad in the sense that you can dog my child, and it's that
You're
it
breaking
didn't
up,
feel
sis.
right to me saying that my brother will protect me and Tisha and throw his daughter to the wolves, and that's the narrative to me that statement was painting. And I know if I thought it, some other people thought it. So we won't clear daddy up if we
No,
can.
Mhm.
that's not the
you
case at
know.
all. My dad is always gonna come to my defense. And y'all, honestly, that's where all the competition comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And see now, Tisha lied and said she didn't know what I was talking about, and I was trying to make the family look bad. That's bullshit. She knew exactly what I was talking about because what Wanda would do is say a disparaging remark about me, or make a disparaging remark about me, and my dad would defend me, and then they would get into this huge back and forth about, well, my daughter better than your daughter because my daughter got a master's and yours don't, because I had a master's many years ago. You know, I became a college professor at 26. So I've had my master's since I was what, 20, 25 or 26, one of them. So anyway, um, no, I got my master's at 26 and I started teaching college the same year. So it was 26. So my dad would always go back and forth with Wanda about whose daughter was better, whose daughter was doing this, whose daughter was doing that. And I never liked that.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done that throughout the years. So yes, I felt like Tisha had, it made Tisha feel like she had to be better than me. I didn't grow up on my mom's side of the family with that competition. I didn't. I had three sisters. I had two sisters, three siblings on my mom's side. Two sisters that I knew looked up to me. With my dad, I have three sisters that I know looked up to me. I had to pave a way for them. So I didn't have time to be jealous of other girls. I had to be a helper, sometimes a provider, the big sister that I needed to be. Tisha didn't have any sisters. And maybe that's one of the reasons she's her mom's only girl. And maybe that's one of the reasons, she and her mom saw me as competition. I don't know why. This is all just speculation based off of the things I've experienced, throughout the years.
Okay,
My
so do
mother lives vicariously through Tisha since she had her so young.
Oh yeah, most
It's like,
definitely.
it's more like a sisterhood than it is a mother-daughter relationship. But I love how production worked that episode because I believe it was right before the scene where you said that. It was
Mhm.
either before or after. They show Wanda doing that exact same thing. She's making it a competition between you and Tisha. They were at Scope, if I recall right. I
Mhm.
can't remember exactly what she said, but she made a comment that it it made what you said valid. Like you can see her trying to pin you guys against each other. So I'll
Mhm.
have to rewatch that episode, but and I'll definitely make a video about it because she it production did it perfectly. It just shows how she does it. And then they're act like you said, she's acting like she doesn't know what you were talking about. But it was clear as day to me, at least.
Right, and then, you know what? They she always both of them always been a throw a rock, hide your hand
Yeah,
kind of
Mhm.
person.
you can see it. You can see it.
Mhm. And
Kiki,
that's
can you
that's
clear
what it
up
is.
too for some people want to know why weren't you film? I told y'all why she wasn't filming more. She was trying to get her contract straight, and she was making her lawyer told her to hold out until she got what she wanted, and when she got what she wanted,
That's
was it?
exactly why I was not filming. Number one,
And
a lot
that
of people
did.
think that a lot of people think that the last part of the season is a different season. It's not a different season. It's the same season. They just for
Oh.
some reason they
Mhm.
did a weird break, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a break from May 10th until no. Hold on, wait. We had a break from was it April?
It
Yeah,
was
we had a
April.
break in April and we came back May 10th, right? So when we came back, they called me to film and everything, but they hadn't got my contract straight yet. So they had to talk to my lawyer. Well, my lawyer went into negotiations with them and it got kind of heated between them and my lawyer. So my lawyer, sent them an email
Oh, I'm
and about some
sorry, baby.
stipulations that she had, and she told me I was not to film until it had been worked out. So I listened to my counsel. You know,
That's
she
what you
had my
pay 'em.
best interest at heart. I had to listen to her. I was not going to go
Absolutely.
against her. And even though I wanted to film, like I was supposed to be at the event that
The
The
um
grand reclosing.
result.
The grand reclosing. Call
yes,
it
I
what
was
it
supposed to
is.
be at that. I was supposed to be at the event that Stormy had at her house. I was supposed to be at it's a few more things that I was supposed to be at. But I couldn't film. I couldn't. So I had
Mm,
to wait until they got everything straightened out. And they finally got everything straightened out when it was almost time for the end of the season. And that's when
wow.
you see me coming back.
So will
So
next season?
I have a question. So does that mean like next season that you'll be like filming full time?
Oh, you will see. I can't say yet.
Oh, I
We'll
Interesting.
see.
I have a question.
You better.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when that couples retreat was filmed?
Let me think. Let me think. If hold on, let me think. It was somewhere around April, I believe.
Interesting.
So
Okay,
Okay.
I
point
have
blank.
another I
Oh, go
have
ahead,
another
Jay.
question. So
Mm-hmm.
so at the holiday party that you were
Bunny
at,
needs to mute.
Brown skin
so
girl. You got feedback.
at the holiday party that you were at, do you feel that Melody kind of set you up to ask you that question and to put you and so you could possibly try to tell Tisha's business in front of everybody?
I know. I think that Melody knows what makes good TV. So, I think she was being
You
a
good
little
brown skin girl.
controversial, a little messy in that moment. That's reality TV.
Okay,
I
so
don't necessarily think that she was thinking of it as she gonna cause a wedge between us. I just thought she was trying to make good. I just think that she was trying to make good TV. Um,
so now that she's seen that it has, somewhat caused a wedge between you and Tisha and the rest of your
mhm.
family, has she like tried to support you through that, or has she kind of just let you like
fend for yourself, because I remember you were at her party
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed that the whole cast was like, giving you the cold shoulder, and she wasn't really, I know it was her event or whatnot, but I know that the main focus is the show always. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, like, it really didn't seem that she was that supportive of you. Almost kind of seemed that, like, she asked you the questions and then just left you to fend for yourself there afterwards.
Well, you know what? At her party, I can respect that because she was so busy. Honestly, she was
Hmm.
floating all around the place. She only came over to film, and then she was right out. So she didn't see a lot of things that was said and taking place and going on. As a matter of fact, when Stormy didn't speak, she wasn't there at that moment. So when I
Okay.
confronted Stormy about it, Melody actually walked up and Mel said, "What y'all talking about?" And we all said nothing, nothing, because I didn't want to ruin or cause any problems at Mel's party. I didn't want her to know what was going
Okay.
on. So we brushed it off. And when me and Kimmy were doing our filming, Mel kept coming trying to, talk to us and pull me away so that they wouldn't, but they had to film.
Okay,
So
it's so then
yeah.
my so then I have another question then. So I remember you said that you and Stormy, were on, like, a good path or whatever, because y'all had, had pretty decent, conversation at the holiday party from what you remember. But
Mhm.
then she was shading you at the event that Melody threw. So
Mhm.
how then would you be able to go over to her house when she was saying in the confessionals that she did not want you around her?
You know what? We don't really get to choose if we are filming.
Hmm.
They pretty much tell us who's coming for the most part.
So Destiny
So
acting like Mel shouldn't have been there was just some bull crap.
First of
so
all, that was a public event. I don't want to hear no more about that.
so can, like, so wait.
Let me say this. Oh goodness, it's hard to explain.
Okay, like, are you and Stormy on, like, so after the reunion? Are, like, I know you
Well,
can't
let me
answer
say this.
anything
Hold on.
specific.
People have their own people that they invite if they want to, for the most part. But I would have been like that surprise pop-up person, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Mm.
So, like, I remember, like, you went to the reunion and everything else like that, and I know that Stormy did not know about the secret that you unfolded in front of the audience, in this past episode. So
Mm-hmm.
after you told your story in the reunion, do you feel that people's, like, opinions have changed about what you've done and how, like, how you felt? Like, did they kind of understand you after all of that, or are you still kind of, like, having a lot of friction with gelling with the rest of the cast?
I have not been around the rest of the cast because I did have such a huge break in filming, you
Hmm.
know, because I couldn't film then. So I have not engaged much with rest of the cast. The only thing I've seen them at was one episode that you'll see coming up, and the reunion, but I didn't even engage with them at the reunion because at the reunion is also kind of like a surprise type factor. So I was kept separate in a different hotel and everything from everybody else. And my
Mm.
hotel was amazing. I was so happy that, oh my God, I was so happy they put me in that hotel.
So I remember, like, when you were at the party, right? For
Mm-hmm.
Wanda's cooking event,
Welcome to
and,
Besamo.
like, all of you guys were, going back and forth and whatnot. Now, Marceau had got really disrespectful with you, and it
Mm-hmm.
almost seemed that he was going to, like, rush you or walk up on you and try to maybe physically intimidate you. Like, was there almost going to be a physical altercation between your husband and him? Because I do remember, like, your husband was very calm and, like, understanding and having a regular conversation with him after he did that, and I would have thought that would have resulted into a fight. So, like, does your husband get along with Marceau?
The thing is yes, before this, we were all a family. Not only did me and Tisha hang out, my husband, we hung out as couples.
Hmm.
They were always over my house. or I was always over their house. You know, we did everything together. We went out of town together. We did everything together.
Right.
So, and my husband and Marcel are fraternity brothers. They're both Omegas. So they have that common bond, and they also have the common bond of being family. So it was gonna be no physical altercation at all.
So then Marceau was lying when he said he didn't know you. If y'all were indeed vacationing and stuff together,
Mhm.
have to pretend like you wouldn't know anything because he didn't know you like that, which it was confusing to me because in that same statement he said all the things they've done for you. So how could you do something for somebody that you don't know? So he is
Fact.
a liar.
He said he didn't know me like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
When?
On
On the
that scene
episode.
when y'all were at Wanda's, when y'all had the event and you were sitting there talking, and he was like, he was saying this, he's made the statement. He said, "I don't even know you. I don't even know you like that." He made that statement. Go back and watch that episode. He definitely made that statement. I know it was probably so much going on that
Mhm.
you hear it, but he said it and then turned around and said all of the things we've done for you. And me as the viewer, I caught it. I'm like, well, you did so much, or
For a
you
person
don't
you don't
seem
know.
like that much of a giving person. That you would just let your wife give some money and help out a random cousin who don't know you. Just don't come off like that type of person. If he's
Right. That's one thing. Number two, let me address this. I'm happy you said that. He said, as much as I've done for you,
Yep.
Yep.
they've never done shit for me. Let me make that clear. Very clear. I've always taken care of my own. I've always held my own. They never did no more for me than I've done for them. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Mhm.
I've gone to Tisha and borrowed money, and I paid her back every single time. Tisha has borrowed money from me, and she's paid me back every single time. So
So
when they say they've done things for me because you were there for me when I needed a listening ear, yeah, that's what friends and family supposed to do.
Right.
So
He
what you
definitely.
been? You've been there for me. You've never paid any of my bills. You've never given me any money that I didn't pay back.
right.
You ain't never did shit for me. But let me tell you how they'll try to spin shit. Let me just say this. Tisha will say to her people, I done took her on trips. Lie. You took me on a trip. And you know why? See, this is why it's misleading. You took me on a trip to Puerto Rico. One of our friends got married. I wasn't going. You took me on the trip to Puerto Rico because Marceau, you got tickets for you and Marceau, and he couldn't go because he had to work.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't want to waste that ticket. So you asked me if I wanted to go in his place instead. So I said, sure. Who's gonna say no?
Yeah.
I'm
But
taking
you
the
didn't
ticket.
actually plan to take me on the trip. You did it because you didn't want to waste your money.
You
Right.
should have known Marcel
But
wasn't going.
So
right.
so so wait. I do
Right,
have
but he'll go all the way to Africa. Boy, bye.
so
Mhm.
like they say like they made it seem that they were giving you a lot of money and like
Oh,
doing a
no,
lot of
man.
things monetarily for you.
They didn't have
But
none.
like
That's a damn lie. That's
there
a
are
100% lie.
there are also rumors or that before the show that one of them was working at a movie theater and
Yeah,
they really
Marcel was.
and
Mhm.
they really weren't in like an executive position or anything else like that. So
Mm.
how long from the working at the movie theater to now being in charge of a whole company, like how long was that apart?
Mm, let me think. Okay, mm, damn, let me think. Okay, what year did the show start?
20.
2017. Was it
Has it been
2017?
that long?
Mm-hmm.
Was
Yes.
it 2017?
Because
Let me
remember, COVID, it took a whole time for
hold
y'all
on.
not to record
Let
during
me
COVID.
check. I'll
Okay.
check.
Let Babyface check. You know she good with the receipts.
20. Well, y'all keep talking. I'm trying to
Okay.
find it.
I have a question, Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
So after Marceau and Tisha made fun of your sobriety at the holiday party, do you believe that put in Mel's head to look at them a little bit differently, seeing how they rode like that?
I'm sure it did. Although Marceau swears, they swear that's not true. So I gave him. I was questioning whether I should or not, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt on it. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt
Mm-hmm.
on it. I'm gonna just because I don't even want to think that he would be that low of a person who
I
would
could
do
see.
that.
I don't know them, but I could see them doing that, and
Mm.
I could see him being the
I could
ringleader,
see Tisha doing
And
that,
Tisha
but
going
Marceau I
along
could
with it.
definitely see doing it. I couldn't see
Mm-hmm.
Tisha doing that, but I could see her not. No, she would say something about
With
me. She would.
with all
She
due
would she would
Yeah.
Kiki like piggyback off of what
Yeah.
Marceau says. Marceau
Uh-huh.
has an inappropriate sense of humor where he tries to make jokes out of things that aren't even technically funny. When you think about even a couple episodes ago, he's telling Tisha to go on a date with Martell, and he's like, but she's a good girl on the good. Like what? What are you talking about?
okay.
So
Marceau thinks he's way funnier than he is, and
He
it's
is
yeah,
so.
not funny.
Oh my
He's
god,
not
it's so
smart.
annoying how many people. Oh Marceau, you so funny, and I be
Who the
like,
hell said
I mean,
that?
he is funny. I can't. He is funny,
Shit.
He's
but
I
funny
don't
sometimes
find
he's
him
looking.
not.
I
That's
funny
just
I
at
me.
all.
think he has funny moments, but they're like few and
Right.
far in between.
I
Like,
don't see it.
he's not like Kiki, like you're gonna be kikiing your whole time with him. But I feel like he does have some hit and misses, but
Mm. A lot of misses.
a lot.
So the show started in 2019.
Okay.
No, it didn't.
She
It
looking
started
at it.
before that.
Okay.
It started before that.
2017.
It had to start in 2017
Okay.
because I was going into my freshman year of college when I saw no, I was in college when I saw the scene of the troll face begging Mel, pregnant and all, to come back and stay with him. But if you let OWN and IMDb tell it was 2019, I don't trust them like that.
Yeah, I think it was 2017.
Okay, so if the show started in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, I think Marceau either started. I think that Marceau or Martell either started Scope that year.
It says first episode January 12th, 2019. That's
Yeah,
Okay,
what it says.
okay, so it was either that year that they started Scope or that next year.
So
According to
wait, like all of this,
oh,
all of this is like recent. It's not like they've
Yep.
been doing this for a
no,
long
yeah.
time.
No, the
Scope,
Scope has only been around for a few years.
it started in 2016, I believe, if I remember right.
No,
I have documents that said that
they
Scope
didn't
was
start in
founded in
2016.
2016.
They started
Yeah,
after President Obama left office. I know that.
yeah.
They started
So
out what now?
It wasn't 2016. President Obama
No,
was
she's talking
already out
about
of
Scott.
office.
She's not talking about the show. She's
Oh,
talking
I'm
about Scott.
sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was the show. Okay.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay,
yes. So
and it could have been. So I guess it was. I don't remember them starting years before the show. But I could be wrong.
Because Scott isn't all of their Scopes. They have an entity of Scott.
so
Mm.
they have a so there's a rumor going around about you that you were up originally for the show in the first season, and it was supposed to be you. It's supposed to be Tisha and then Melody, all three of you guys. But then they switched you and your husband out for Kimmy and Maurice instead, I guess, after this holiday party. And that maybe the reason that that Tisha and Marceau brought it up was to like get you out of the running. Is that true?
I can't
I
address
just asked her
that
that.
right now. I will address that soon. But right now, I can't address it.
Okay.
I have a question for you, and maybe you've already answered
And
it.
it's not that's not my choice to not address it. Um I can't right now.
we understand.
But we know the answer.
Yes. So I have a question,
I'll speak about it soon though.
and maybe you've
I'll
already
clear that
answered
up soon. I'm
this.
sorry. Mhm.
Maybe you've already answered this, but it goes along the lines of your stepfather
Mhm.
and the comments that were made about him.
Uh-huh.
and the insinuations by your aunt that he basically what I got was verbally and physically abusive towards your mother. Could you, I don't know if you've already cleared that up or if you've talked about it or not.
I've talked about it too. When I first heard that those statements were made,
Hmm.
you know, we did talk about it, but I have not talked about it with anybody else besides, family, and that's it.
Okay.
Do you have
But
like
not on the public platform, but that was a complete made up lie.
Mm.
Like, y'all would have to know my mama to know. There is
Well, we
no
know
way.
your grandfather, and I can bet he would
Right.
have handled that.
Exactly. No,
okay?
absolutely not. He
I
has never, not even once, put his hand on my mama. Not even once.
and speaking of that, I do have another question. So
Hmm.
you grew up with Tisha because like
Hmm.
y'all two are cousins. So growing up, was Wanda like a constant part of like the both you guys' life or Tisha's life? Or, was the grandmother, basically taking care of you guys whenever Wanda was not around? How did that work for you? Was Wanda like, did you see her often?
Yeah, yeah. I saw Wanda often. Now Wanda was gone most of the time shopping, but
Stealing ain't shop.
yeah, I saw
Boop.
her. We saw her, pretty often. But I know that when Tisha was younger, and see, I wasn't around when we were younger.
Mhm.
I came around when I was about 13. I went around for the first time when I was a little girl, maybe about 6 or 7. And then I came around again when I was maybe like 10, then like one more time at 12. And then so I had seen my family maybe 3 or 4 times before I got to be 13. And at 13, I reached out myself to my dad. I actually got in a little bit of trouble at home, and I called myself running away. And I called my dad to come pick me up. I found his number in the phone book, and I called him to come and pick me up. And so he came to pick me up from school. He had Tisha in the car. So all that time that I missed, I think that a lot of, not just Tisha, but a lot of the grandkids what at grandma's house all the time. And that's just how it was. All the aunts and uncles, they all took their kids to grandma's house,
Especially
And
Wanda. Not just
right.
kidding.
But you know what? I grew up a lot with my grandparents too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in that day and time, to be honest, all of us grew up with our grandparents. And I kind of
Yeah.
make a joke about it to my mom today. Like, look, you don't have my kids enough because we used to see grandma them every day.
I have a question. So
Hmm.
when it goes back to what Jeremy was saying about Mel's event, when Kimmy confronted you the way she did, being that you and Kimmy had got into it about her not having Tisha's back, and then Kimmy made the statement that if Tisha wasn't her sister-in-law, she wouldn't be around her, and she said that with her whole chest. Did you feel she was being hypocritical towards you, and are you guys in a better place now? If you can speak on it.
We're in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I felt I was really kind of I like Kimmy. So I was really kind of disappointed with the way that she chose to spin the narrative this season.
Mm-hmm.
It was shocking, not shopping, shocking to me. Um and I didn't really understand it because let me
Right
see
before
how I
that,
can
y'all was
say
what? Y'all had a whole conversation, right?
golly girl, you good.
And you, her, and Mel were together, and y'all had a whole conversation about the things about Tisha, right?
You are
And
pretty good.
then she flipped it on you
Mm-hmm.
when y'all went
Mm.
to Mel's party.
How you know? Did I tell you that already?
Yep.
Okay,
And
because
who
I'm
you
like, you
said
too
who
good.
flipped it on her?
Kimmy.
Oh yeah. Okay. So wait, I also had another question about that. So Kimmy got on the scene that when you were at Melody's party,
She
and
was
she had
shocked
basically
to see
and she was basically saying, that
You don't
she had
put it in
told
enough.
you before, like I guess you guys had a previous conversation at the holiday party that what you were discussing about Tisha's marriage was inappropriate. Did she actually tell you that at the party, or is she just saying that?
No. There were some things said that they didn't show.
Mm.
Some of the things that I said was that everybody kept asking me to ask where Tisha and Destiny was. And I really didn't want to ask y'all because it was so awkward, and I didn't want to stir up no shit. So, I felt so uncomfortable asking where they were. So Stormy asked, and I felt so relieved when she asked, "So where's Tisha and Destiny?" Now this is when we were outside. I
Mm-hmm.
I asked when we were in the kitchen, but that's when I first got there. And if you notice, I asked. Well, a lot of people didn't pay attention to this, but I asked Kimmy because I knew that Mel was gonna give a shady response, so I didn't want that. So I asked Kimmy, and Kimmy said, "Well, this is Melody Party and she made her choices." So I said, well, you gotta respect choices. And I just let it go because I didn't want to go no further into it. Because I knew this was the thing. That I knew that they were gonna be analyzing everything I said.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I tried to be. And I thought I was very careful about
I
what I
thought you
said.
were too.
So when we got outside, Stormy asked, "Where is Tisha and Destiny?" And Melody didn't answer. So Kimmy butted in and said something. I can't remember what it was. And Stormy started talking to Kimmy about how good of a friend, she was to Tisha. And how she didn't feel like Tisha deserved her because Tisha was a very bad friend. I cut into that conversation. I said, because at this time they didn't know. I cut in and I said, "Hey, well, I'm Kiki's cousin. I mean, Tisha's cousin. And I said, we are not on the best terms, but we're trying to get our relationship back. And I know Tisha more than anybody here. And, she's very sensitive. And I tried to kind of explain her personality, right? Kimmy stopped me when I got into the you know, we're not on the best terms just yet. So I know, exactly what you're dealing with, Kimmy. And I think I said something like, but you get the better end of the stick than I do, because if I did some of the things and said some of the things you said, she would kill me, you know. And Kimmy stopped me then and she was like, "This is a conversation you need to have with Tisha."
Oh, that wasn't even that deep.
But
That
right, right. I swear to God, I
She's
thought
trying
Really
to
the
set
wasn't.
same thing when
stuff up.
she said it.
Somebody needs to
When
mute.
she said it, I thought the same exact thing. It was dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, wait, what do you mean? No, I'm not saying, Then I tried to kind of clarify and I got cut off. I can't remember who cut me off, but somebody cut me off. But I wish and I hope that they go back and play some more of that. What happened at that party. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Because people
Okay.
went back and said all kind of stuff.
Who
They went
Kimmy
back
went
and
back?
yeah, and said I
Uh-huh.
I, I supposedly dogged Tisha out, and I was saying all kind of stuff, and then
Uh-huh.
my cousin was this, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me.
Do
No, I
you
didn't. That's a bald face ass lie.
Some of the ladies on this panel speculated that's
think
what had happened. I wasn't one of them because I didn't really know all the. But some people, I don't know how they knew, but they speculated.
Yeah,
child, that was evident because
I,
of the way she was like when you looked at Kimmy after like her scene she had after the party and going back and I think Nola dropped down, but going back to talking to listen, your cousin and your aunt. Now I got names for them, but out of respect for you,
Mm,
I'm not gonna call them those names, okay? But going back to talking to them too, you kind of realize that something ain't right here, and you probably didn't put 20 on 10 about what the conversation actually
trying to
was
cover herself.
because it was how the response they gave. It was the response they gave to everything. It
mhm.
was very I can't believe she said that. And why would she do this? And why would she do that? And then we started to get this trickle down into everything that played out after that.
You know what else
Now,
too?
which one of y'all got a fan on is my question.
Yeah, I wish they knew. Another thing is that when they were at that Galentine party and you were and they had you on the phone and Kimmy
Mhm.
said, "Well, Kiki, let me help you out." I didn't like that either.
Right,
Yeah, I didn't like
Let
that
me
either.
help you out. Like, don't try me.
right. It's, the thing is, and you know what? In that moment, it was so hard to make that scene because honestly, and they cut a lot of this out. Y'all, it was so much yelling and bickering going back and forth, and with you being on the phone, it's hard to get a word in. You
Oh,
cannot get a word in when everybody yelling and you on the phone.
yeah.
They cut a
Right.
lot of that out. You know, because of course they can't. They hate when we yell all over each other because they can't get clear audio.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so when she said that, I was kind of taken aback.
Yeah.
Mind you, I kind of felt some way after the Christmas party because I felt
Mm-hmm.
a different vibe. But I said, okay, maybe I was tripping. I mean, you know, but
You
when she
wasn't
called
tripping.
me and said what she said at the Galentine event,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So
And
it
I
is
like
what
it.
I thought.
Yeah, and I like your
Which I
response
should
to
know to
teacher.
trust my intuition because my intuition be dead on.
Mm-hmm.
On
But I just
point.
like I give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna
I
make
know.
you prove to me that it is what I think it is.
Mm-hmm. And I
So
like how
after
when
I know, I'm giving you chances.
um, I like I like your response when teacher said you're on speaker, so tell the truth, and you were like, why would I do anything different?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You should have said,
Like,
"That's you, Tisha." No, this.
right. I don't have to lie. And the lie never my response never changed because the
Right.
truth is the truth. It's the same today, tomorrow, next week, next month, you know. So but yeah, I didn't like how Kelly was acting with all of that either.
I'm like, well, I would say the same thing regardless of who was there or if I was on
Mm-hmm.
speakerphone or not. So, you know,
I have
and
another,
I'm gonna definitely have to talk to y'all again after the reunion.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Most
Can't
definitely.
wait.
I've been on the phone with y'all like y'all my best friends.
I have a I have another
But
question. If you're
Okay,
able,
I'm gonna give y'all one more. Then I gotta go.
if
I gotta
I
get
have
my
a I
up in the
promise you I have a
morning.
really, really good one.
Hold on, it's 1:36, 2:30, 3:30, 4:35. You ever count the amount of hours you gotta you got
Yes.
before you gotta wake up?
We
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have
I
a
got
really,
4 hours, not 4, 4.
really good question. Being that Kimmy has come out and said that after she made that statement about Tisha, she said that the Scots were really, really mad with her. Do you think she went back and put 20 on 10 with the
Mm-hmm.
situation with you to get back in with the family to prove her loyalty to Tisha?
I
And
most
why
definitely.
is it that everybody have to prove their loyalty to Tisha, but Tisha can do underhanded stuff and is never held accountable for it?
First part to that question. Um, I most definitely believe that that's a huge part of it. And maybe a huge part of it even being that Maurice is like, look, we got to put up a strong alliance. We're Scots, you know,
I
Who
and
agree
we
with
said
can't
that.
that?
have, you know, we can't have the division shown amongst the family. And I agree with that. But
It should be on
at the
both
same
sides.
time, be honest and call a spade a spade. Because that's what I did like about Kimmy, the fact that she was non-biased.
Hmm.
Exactly. Me too.
And
I saw right
that
through.
she flipped that for me. You know, so now I'm looking at her in a different way than I had before. And I hate that. Because like I said, I really like Kimmy. Um, so it's like that's the first part of the question. The second part, the first part is that yes, I definitely believe that. Second part, I believe that because Tisha whines a lot when
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't get her way, people like myself tend to cater to her feelings and emotions a little bit more.
To shut her up.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want her. It's not hard to make her mad. You can do anything, she'll be mad at you. So it's like, I never forget, when we were in high school, and this is long ago, but we were in high school, guys. And one of the things, I had moved to Bessemer from Atlanta. My mom lived in Atlanta, so I had moved back to Bessemer. And that's when the first time me and Tisha went to high school together. I was in the 10th grade, she was in the ninth grade. And at first, I hung with Tisha and her friends because, they were the pretty much the ones I knew. Because, of course, as soon as I got to Bessemer, I started hanging with my cousin. She had a car, so, we always hung together. Well, Tisha used to do me dirty. Oh my God, she used to do me dirty, y'all. Way different from everybody, how she did everybody else. It was like I was the one that she could flex on,
Mm-hmm.
especially since she was the one with the car. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when I got tired of that BS and I started developing my own friends, oh, she was pissed. I have letters at my childhood home to this day where teacher will write me, saying, since you got your own friends, you've been acting different and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And every time she did that, I always catered to her because I didn't want her to be mad. So it's just been a constant string of things like that and playing to her emotions and not wanting her to be upset that has caused people to, cater to and pander to her feelings.
That's why
And
she don't
that's
like
why.
Mel, because Mel don't do that shit. She cut your ass off.
Exactly.
Right. Mel
Exactly.
like deuces.
That's why.
Mel ain't going, oh, Tisha, I hate you feel
No,
that
no,
way.
no,
And
no.
Mel ain't like that.
No.
She's just not, she is really like a no F's given,
Miss
type of
Kiki,
chick. And,
Miss Kiki,
people are like, it's so funny to me. People are saying like, oh, I can't wait till Mel do the same shit to you. You know what? Not saying that she will. Because I don't believe she will.
She ain't
Because
gonna do
I
no
ain't that
Tisha
kind of
shit.
friend. But if
Mhm.
she does, trust me, I will be oh motherfucking K.
Yep, because you've
Because
been prepared.
right, like you don't have to tell me nothing. I got Kiki, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I got Kiki. Trust me.
Lord have
I'm
mercy.
good.
Miss Kiki, your cousin just real needy, ain't she?
Yep.
Oh Lord. Ooh.
Listen, I I commend you for
Mm-hmm.
putting up with your family for as long as you have.
Thank you.
Because I have some family members who act like that, and in my
Mm,
24 years of living, I don't talk to them people. Mm-mm,
mm.
mm-mm.
Fact, I divorced them a long time ago.
I couldn't do it. Won't do it.
I,
Well,
My
Kiki has sisters too, so it's not like she don't have.
yeah, but my paternal grandmother act just like your auntie.
Lord have
mm.
mercy.
I don't talk to that lady. So woo, I commend you for as I commend you for putting up with them for as long as you have, because I know
That's crazy. I'm
exactly
so
how.
sorry to hear that because my grandma,
Mm-hmm.
my mom's mom, and my dad's mom too. But my mom's mom, she is one of the most, oh my God, genuine, nicest, most God fearing, angelic women that you will ever meet. So to
That's
know
how
that,
grandmothers are supposed to be.
right?
Boy,
She is
I
like
feel
the
for Jesus
ideal
kids.
grandmother. So the ideal praying grandmother, soft spoken,
Mm-hmm.
sweet spirit, would do anything for anybody. Never hear her curse or say any. Never seen her. I've only seen my grandma be classy, upstanding, and never uncouth a day in my life. Very classy woman and elegant and poised. So just the fact that other people haven't experienced that, in some of their grandmothers, it's just I couldn't imagine not having
Mm-hmm.
that to experience. So
Listen,
I hate that. I'm so sorry.
where she lacked, and a great thing about it is we live in two completely different states, but
Mm-hmm.
where she lacked, my mother's mother was the way you described your grandmother
Mm-hmm.
was my mother's mother.
Well, you
I,
got
yes,
needed right there.
listen. I love my lady. She been gone since 2012, but
I'm so
she
sorry to hear that.
but the way you described your grandmother, that was my grandmother. And then my great aunts, like they also, you know, gave me the love that you would get from a grandmother because they
Mm,
didn't have their own grandchildren. So I was the baby.
mhm,
But like, Nola and Thick have heard me say this. I was like, the way your aunt acts is the way my paternal grandmother acts.
mm.
And as I got older, I just decided I wasn't going to deal with that because it's too much. It's
I
taxing
understand.
on the mental.
I don't understand why. Back to the episode
Hmm.
where it was Wanda's potatoes.
Ugh.
Before you walked in, the whole family had cornered Marceau, and you had, I think it was maybe one of your sisters who was talking about the cheating rumors and how he does Tisha as far as on the lives with being disrespectful. And it seems to me when you was like, I'm gonna tell everybody, like somebody was like, everybody was like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But before you got there, the whole family was cornering him about the cheating and everything. So I don't understand for the life of me, why is it like, oh, Kiki's trying to ruin our marriage and we never had those conversations when it seemed like Tisha has been having them conversations with everybody in y'all family. It seems like the
Girl,
family is well aware that Marceau ain't shit with them dentures.
Does he have stuff on the
not the
family?
dentures, girl, not the
Not the
dentures.
dishes.
I'm
Oh my
sorry,
god, this is
Kiki.
so
I don't mean
funny.
no disrespect to you, but I feel
Oh,
like
girl,
your cousin
please,
is
you
cleaning a denture
girl,
cup at night because
you
them teeth
on,
ain't
baby.
nobody
You
gonna
can
tell
take
me
as
them
many
real
shots as
teeth.
you want to at Marceau. Take them.
Them,
I'ma
them,
laugh
them
with you
don't
on it.
nobody feel. I'm sorry, can't nobody tell me them the teeth that he was born with after them baby
Those
teeth
are the
fell
teeth
out.
he was born with.
Wait,
They
wait.
never fell out.
Can't nobody tell me them is dentures.
No,
Does
those
Girl,
he?
are
I
I
gotta
know
definitely
look,
dentures when I
look. Now,
see
when
them.
you hear me use that, don't be talking about she plagiarizing, taking my
I'm not.
stuff, cause I'm
I'm
a
not.
show take it. Okay.
I'm not Kiki. Just give me a little shout out because I'm trying to
Hmm.
grow my little channel. Just give me a little shout out. But I
I
Does
just,
sure will. I wish you
but,
would have said it before the reunion.
but,
You should have
but for
called us
me,
before. You should
but
have
for
called
me,
That would
Nola
have been a
before.
good one.
But for me, when I watch this show, I'm not team Mel. I'm not team
hmm
Tisha. I will say I have been openly team Kiki. Everybody can tell you on this
Yep.
panel,
Yep.
even on my reviews, I have been team Kiki from the beginning. I and
Thank
I've
you,
even
girl. Y'all don't know how
and
much
I've
that
even
means to
said
me. Thank
when I was
y'all.
reviewing the episode, I said, "Ooh, I understand what Kiki was saying. Kiki ain't said nothing to Mel. But when Mel would have asked that question, I would have said, Mel, I know you and my cousin not, y'all not cool like that. So to keep confusion down between me and her, I'm not gonna answer that. I feel
And
like
you know
Mel
what?
was
I
trying to
agree with that.
clear her name, but I'm letting you know what I said before anybody be like, oh, Kiki Nola said, Nola telling you
No, no,
what I
no.
said, you know.
And that's
But
okay. I'm okay with people telling me their honest opinions. I'm
but
I thought
okay
it was
with
all
that.
right.
I
You
just
know,
don't
I want to know
understand.
that.
I just
I
don't
like
understand.
people who are honest.
Right. I just don't understand why you being villainized saying that yes, y'all had that conversation
When everybody else
when it
don't.
seems like the whole damn family done had this conversation with her.
Right. And you know what?
I'm gonna call
I
it how
should
I
have said
see it.
that.
Yeah.
Looking
Oh,
back,
that would have made him real
I
mad.
would have said something like that. But and if I could go back, I would say that. But in the moment, I just didn't
Hmm.
think to say that. I don't know why. I just didn't think to say that in the moment.
Because you were trying to be so careful.
Look,
I
Kiki,
was.
Yeah.
if you can see the
I
comment,
overthought it, honestly. I feel like I overthought it.
if you can see the comments, House of the Princess said I had to put Nola in the corner defending you from Wanda. She did. She put me in the corner on a live because I was heated. I was heated like I was you, girl. When your auntie said what she said on Scotty Channel, that was the lowest of the low. Like
Yes.
even if that, I and my personal opinion was, even if that was true, if your grandfather truly did feel that way, you don't make somebody. You don't put that out there for somebody. I just felt like that was despicable, girl. She had me in the corner, arms folded with my finger on my mouth, a grown ass woman in the corner on
Right.
a
And
live on
that's
YouTube.
why I had to jump in on that live. Now she could have said anything she wanted to about me. But when you get into talking about my mom and telling lies on my mom, let me say that, telling lies on my mom and all of that stuff, that hey, you crossing bounds now. Don't do
Now,
that. Don't
can
do
I
that.
can I ask you one question, girl? And it's real messy. I ain't gonna
Okay.
lie to you, it's messy.
Okay, y'all, for real. This is my last
Yes,
question.
stop
I,
your laugh.
I promise you, but this another real good one because I gotta know.
Okay.
Now, your cousin, and I ain't even about to say nothing bad about your cousin. Your cousin likes to say Mel tried to ruin her marriage, right?
Mhm.
And going by what she said when she said Mel and Martell is one, so she holds the statements that Martell made about Marceau cheating against Mel. I don't understand why she don't understand. Well, in that sense, her and Marceau became one, and Marceau was around here giving triple S slow sloppy slow money for Martell and helping him out with his cheating. Why
Mm-hmm.
doesn't
Mm.
she see it as since they are one, maybe to get back with Mel saying about Marceau or insinuating that Marceau is cheating is not Mel coming at her, but Mel coming back at Marceau. The get back is on him because he participated in the downfall of her marriage. If the
Mm-hmm.
two can be one for Mel and Martell and his actions reflects against her, then Marceau's actions, by right, by her definition, then
Mhm.
Marceau's actions make them one, and your husband participated in the demise of her marriage.
Mm. That is so true. But
So,
you know what? When it comes to them, they don't see it that way
They hypocrites.
because it's them. Exactly. Exactly. She
so they
also said,
Karens.
if y'all remember, she also said, um, when Marshall said just because somebody said something doesn't mean that's true. And then she replied and said, what? Do y'all remember?
Mm-mm.
If it's
Mm-mm.
smoke, there's a fire somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's a lot of
Isn't
Mm,
that
smoke over at her house,
isn't that
mm.
when she started crying in the car because he made her apologize to him about
girl.
No, this
listen.
was actually in the first season when they were talking about Mel and Martell.
Ah, listen, I don't like Sir Titty Sweat. I don't like that man.
I think we should let Kiki go,
Yeah,
y'all.
Thank
like
you,
he
But
Kiki. I
Kiki,
enjoyed
let
this,
Kiki
Oh,
have
girl.
y'all gonna get
Thank
messy
you,
up
but
Kiki.
all
Kiki, this
night
is
talking
me,
to y'all.
this thick girl,
I will
Kiki.
do.
you.
Kiki, this
All
is
right,
thick
y'all.
girl.
Good
Can you
night.
answer me something before you leave? This the one you was talking to.
Okay,
At the
don't do that.
reunion, did
You
you
better not ask
burn
about
that
that, girl.
motherfucker down? Did you?
Oh, you
That's all I want
you
to know.
just gotta. Hey, how about this? You watch and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to
like
make
Okay,
sure.
she
just watch it, and after you watch, I'll come back on and I say, so did I burn it down or what?
Okay.
okay, and I'm gonna be here because I want to know about the damn puppet she brought.
Uh,
I'm ready.
Good night, Kiki. Good
Night,
good
Good night,
morning.
oh
Kiki.
my
Kiki.
god.
Good night, Kiki. Thank
Oh
you for
Lord, y'all
coming.
gonna see why I laughed so hard at that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Good
Night.
you,
night,
babe.
y'all.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye
Thank
Night,
bye.
night.
you.